Chrissy, McKaigue, Slaughtneil, Derry. I suppose from the area that I'm from, GAA was always going to be the first sport that was on the radar, and naturally enough, parents were a big supporter of GAA also. So it wasn't long before I had a hurling in my hand or a football in my hand, and they haven't left my hand since. A rural club, and a club obviously that's been going quite well in hurling football camogie the last decade or so. But even before that, we've always had the three codes going. We've always tried our best to be competitive and to promote the codes, you know. And it's a very special place for me and my family, and it's a very special place for a lot of other families also. So we're doing all right. We're promoting a lot of things in the area also, not just GAA. Big advocates of the Irish language, big advocates of trying to keep people around home and to try and make a life for them that is about giving back to the community, and also about trying to probably enrich their lives too in some way. So it's a great place to be part of, and not just because of the success of the last number of years, you know. The more you're around, you get shown new philosophies and new coaching ways, and sometimes, you know, certain words and certain statements can resonate with you. But I just think the more I'm around now, I'm just starting to really understand the value of the collective, that no individual trumps the collective. And when you have that unbelievable collective spirit in a camp, irrespective of how much unbelievable talent you have, that spirit can bring you to places that you can only dream of. And that team first philosophy and creating that camaraderie in a camp is something only the very special managers can achieve, and that's something I think that Rory Gallagher has brought into Derry, that unbelievable camaraderie and trust and team spirit. And when it comes to the big days and the pressure, it counts for an awful lot. I would make no bones about it. Probably over the course of my career, switching off's been a problem for me, you know what I mean? I'm usually fairly intense, and I wouldn't want to change myself too much, to be quite frank with you. But now I suppose I have a better balance on it, and I've seen a fair amount. So to switch off, I suppose I'm lucky enough that I'm in a fairly quiet rural area. So I'm not in the busy workings of a city or even a big town. So I have plenty of free time to sort of get away and to share my head, whatever else. So it's nice to be out in the countryside a bit. There's plenty of countryside to get away to, and I live on a small farm myself. So there's a bit of scenic scenery when the weather's good. My father has animals of all sorts: dogs, cats, sheep, cows, and whatever else. Not that I do that much work on the farm, to be quite fair about it. But look, it's nice to live with a bit of space around you. I'm not sure how well I'd fare in a city or a town, to be quite honest too. So I'm happy enough where I'm situated at. I would keep an eye on all sports, but I would still have a close enough link to the AFL. Spent a couple of years there as a teenager, and would still follow the games, still watch the games. The games are very accessible now, so still would follow the Swans and still see how they're going. And there's a few players knocking about that I've played with or against or whatever else. So would have a keen interest in the AFL. Think it's a very good game, and having been privy to the setup there, you sort of have a good enough understanding of what they're trying to do and whatever else. I really enjoy coaching, to be quite honest with you too, and I've been involved in a few teams and different clubs and whatever else, and even in my own club now. So I enjoy being out in the evening times and coaching, working with the youth and working with whatever age, to be quite honest with you. So the coaching side of it's different than the playing side of it. People might find that hard to believe, but it's a side of the game that I really enjoy, and thinking about different ways to improve people and play the game. So it gives me a bit of energy. It's an awful monstrosity of a thing, and the younger lads have it, and it's nearly bigger than a suitcase. But it has wheels, believe it or not, and it be carted around from changing rooms in Owenbeg to game day and whatever else. And now the younger lads are well used to it, but sure, it's a bit of crack, and it's there. I would have no embarrassment in saying that most of the tunes that they're played, I have never heard of them before. They have very few lyrics involved, and they involve, from what I understand, it's like heavy metal.